Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there, pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. This is your brother Chayan Apash coming at you with another lesson. And this lesson is going to be entitled, Esau coming down with great wrath will happen suddenly. Esau coming down with great wrath will happen suddenly. And the reason I'm titling it that is because of this video that the brother Aishiyar Yashar Allah uploaded. And it's going into a bill that Trump signed. And you're going to see what it's all about in this video. So let's go ahead and play this.
I need you to pay attention to what I'm going to say, and I want you to save or share this because some platforms are going to try to take it down or bury it. This is NSPM 7, Countering Domestic Terrorism and Organized Political Violence, and it just got signed. And buried inside of it are a series of traps. It says the government can treat anti-American, anti-capitalist, and anti-Christian views as indicators of political violence. This allows them to target people they will label as potentially politically violent. The goal of NSPM 7 is to give the government the authority to arrest and charge people before they actually do anything illegal. This is about ideology. And pay attention, because NSPM 7 broadly gives them the authority to label and arrest anyone who supports the overthrow of the U.S. government, supports extremism on migration, supports...
Hold on, the overthrow of the U.S. government. Could they not say that us reading the scriptures on the destruction of Babylon, right? Could they not say that we're supporting the overthrow of Babylon? Yes, they can. Okay, and this is why this is such a broad brush that's used to paint this bill, is to trap the men of the Lord. This is not by coincidence. Okay, Esau he's getting ready to make a man an offender. Matter of fact, let me read that. I'm gonna read that in the other tab. I'm not even gonna switch it over. I'm just gonna read it from here. This is Isaiah 29 and verse 20. It says, "For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate." So this is what this is. This is a snare for him that reproveth in the gate. It's a trap. Okay? The main target is the men of the Lord, but other people will be caught up in this as well. You know, fall guys, if you will. And turn aside, many of you Israelites are fall guys. You really don't believe in this thing. You're still going to get caught up in what Esau has going on. And turn aside the just for a thing of naught. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, thus saith Yahweh, who redeemed Abraham concerning the house of Jacob. Jacob shall not now be ashamed, neither shall his face now wax pale. And that's gonna be for the elect. Okay, the elect is not gonna be ashamed. Okay, because the elect is gonna stand firm in their faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, and we can't say the rest for a lot of you Israelites. A lot of you Israelites are showing your little faith, your lack of faith, your insufficient faith. Okay, in these times, willing to sacrifice the truth for a damn job. And you should be able to see how unreliable these jobs are. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's continue.
Extremism on race or gender, and it also includes going...
And by the way, Salakia, it said make a man an offender for a word. I didn't really touch on that part properly, but making a man an offender for a word, that means what? You say certain things and you could be labeled a certain way. You understand? You say certain things and you will be labeled a certain way. Okay, matter of fact, let me read that part one more time. It says that make a man an offender for a word. Okay, and this is about the words that we speak, not about our actions, but the words that we speak. And lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. So this is all about laying a snare based upon the words that we're saying. This is why you have to make sure that your words are seasoned with salt. You know, there shouldn't be no camp name DTA, none of that. None of that. Okay? I don't even say that in the Hebrew no more. All right? Because we're coming to a time where Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is getting ready to make this devil come down with great wrath. Okay? But
after people who have hostility towards those who hold traditional American values on family, on migration, supports extremism on race or gender, and it also includes going after people who have hostility towards those who hold traditional American.
So if you don't believe in the fact that what you call it, if you believe that you're the chosen, all right, which it's funny because the Amalekites can believe that, the small hats can believe that they're the chosen. They could call another race of people Amalek and say they need to be destroyed because they're Amalek and read the scriptures, and there's no problem with that. But because this bill is not for them. This bill is not for Netanyahu. This bill is for us. Okay, but we can't say that. We can't read the scripture and say, well, the heathen are going into captivity. The Edomites are wicked by nature. We can't read those scriptures, but they can do that. You see the hypocrisy? Hey, the scriptures say that the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment. Okay, so y'all, these are all hypocrites. These Edomites, they're all hypocrites, man.
Values on family, hostility for those who hold traditional American views on religion, and hostility for those who hold traditional American views on morality. And they slipped in civil disorder, which can mean almost anything. All those statements are very broad and ambiguous, and that's by design. When dissent is defined
as civil disorder, that goes into sedition. As a matter of fact, Paul was charged with sedition. Matter of fact, let me bring it in this tab because I have certain things in the other tab. I think they called Paul a mover of sedition, and that was under the reign of Nero Caesar. By the way, Nero Caesar in the Hebrew numerology, how would you say that? The numerology of Nero Caesar in the Hebrew is supposedly 666. Okay, so let's go here. This is Acts 24:5. It says, notwithstanding that I be not further tedious unto thee, I pray. Matter of fact, I'll start at verse 3. It says, we accept it always and in all places, most noble Felix, with all thankfulness, notwithstanding that I be not further tedious unto thee. I pray thee that thou wouldest hear us of thy clemency a few words, for we have found this man a pestilent fellow and a mover of sedition among the Jews throughout the world. Was Paul saying to take down the Roman Empire? Was he telling the Jews to take down the Roman Empire? No, it's just that the words that he was speaking was stirring people up, okay, and basically causing people to prophesy. Okay, so they said, listen, this guy's starting sedition, which is not true. Okay, he was not about sedition. Okay, he was just preaching the word. But they're gonna try to charge us with the same thing. And a ringleader of the sect of the Nazarenes. Okay, Nazarenes going into the followers of Yahweh Shai, who also hath gone about to profane the temple, who we took and would have judged according to our law. All right. So that's the bottom line, right? They called him a mover of sedition. Matter of fact, let's look up this word sedition in the Greek. See what that says. It says stasis or stasis. It says sedition, dissension, insurrection, uproar, standing. Because when Paul spoke too, there was things got got rowdy, somewhat of riots and things like that broke out too when Paul spoke, right? So they try to call that what do you call that? Sedition. A standing state station, a standing station state, an insurrection, strife, insurrection. No, which Paul was not setting up an insurrection against the Roman Empire, right? That was a false accusation, but they're going to charge us with the same thing. Okay, they're going to charge us with the same thing. They're going to paint us the same way, similarly, like we're getting ready to come up and fight against Esau, Edom. See, because he's painting himself as the victim. Because when he paints himself as the victim, in his mind, it gives him the go-ahead to attack. Let's go to Revelations 12 and 12 real quick. This is Revelations 12 and 12. And it reads, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." He knows his time is short, so he's getting ready to come down with great wrath. And this is what he's setting up here. And when you go down to 17, it says, "And the dragon was wroth with the woman." See, right now he's wroth with the woman, which represents the Israelites. Okay? "And went to make war with the remnant of her seed." And how is he starting to make war? By accusing. The beginning of him starting to make war is him setting up a foundation of an accusation, a justification. Okay? "Which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach." So he's getting ready to come down with great wrath against the elect. That's what we see being set up here. Okay? And this is not just here. I did a video that the same thing is happening in Canada. The same thing is happening in the UK. The same thing is happening in Australia. They're signing similar hate bills and so on and so forth, right? To target, the men of the Lord, and target preaching. In Canada, you're no longer protected. Well, they're getting ready to sign the bill where you're no longer protected for preaching certain hateful verses that they deem hateful in the scriptures. If you preach that, you are subject to prosecution in the coming Bill C9 that they get ready to pass. I did a few videos on that. All right. So, but it's the same thing they're doing in London, the same thing they're doing in all these beast countries, Australia. All right. Because remember, this is a worldwide siege that Esau's getting ready to set up here. Okay. And it is, well, we can go to 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. It says, "In every city." It doesn't say that it's going to be in one place. It's going to be in every city. They're getting ready to come down against the elect, Akim. This is 2nd Ezra 16. But of course, the hub of all of this is Babylon the Great. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 68. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot." Okay? So if you consent unto them, you're going to be in bad case. Just like those people that took the juice. Those people that took the juice, man, they regret taking the juice. And us that stood strong and we rejected that at all costs, we feel great, okay, for not doing so. It says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next city a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." There's going to be a great insurrection upon those that don't fear that fear the Lord, man. Okay? "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." Right? So they might come 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning to take you up out of your house. Some brothers say we sleep in jogging pants and shoes. I sleep in my boxers, man. I sleep no shirt boxers. Okay, but we're coming to the time where that may have to be switched up. Who knows? But right now I ain't doing all that. Okay, it says, "Then shall they be." If it happens, it happens. The Lord going to take care of it, man. One way or another, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord going to take care of it one way or another. You see, it's meant. It was written. You see what I'm saying? But if the elect goes out, the elect is going to go out gloriously, you know? And the Lord is going to show the elect in these times that he's truly dealing with them. There's going to be a lot of miracles, a lot of wonders that are getting ready to happen through the power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. By that time, people are going to know who the elect are. You know, you fake phonies, y'all are gonna already have crumbled by then. You phonies, you're gonna already have crumbled by this time, man. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they grab you, I know, it wasn't me. I know who they are. I'll take the chip and I'll show you where they are. Yeah. So you don't want to have any old person around you in that time, man.
As anti-American. Any protest can be labeled anti-American. Question capitalism, you're an anti-capitalist. Criticize Christian nationalism or religion in schools, you're anti-Christian. It's not an accident. Broad language is a weapon. Suppose ICE kicks in some doors in a city and there's a protest. And if you join, even peacefully, they could call that anti-American or civil disorder. You call out a corporation for exploitative practices. They could call that anti-capitalist. Criticize Christian political ideology, you're anti-Christian. This gives them cover to stretch definitions however they want. The worst part, you won't see it instantly, and that's how authoritarian change happens. One day you'll wake up and say, why can't I say this? Or since when is that illegal? This is the playbook. Once they have the cover to treat thought...
An offender for a word. Why can't I say this? An offender for a word.
Ideology as threat, they escalate. Surveillance of dissidents and organizers, prosecutions under broad terrorism labels, deploying federal forces inside...
This all goes into the category of what? Of unrighteous decrees, man. These are all unrighteous, wicked, evil decrees. This is Isaiah 10:1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. And this is what this bill has already been prepared for how many years? We don't know. This has been prepared for a long time. Okay, this has already been set up on the side for the right time and the right moment to issue it, man. You know. And they do certain things and they sign certain things in certain, ritualistic time periods too, on the left-hand side. So they do everything according to a particular time too. Okay. You know, it says to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. Okay, this is what they're getting ready to do. They're getting ready to take away the judgment from the needy. Okay, you understand? So you ain't gonna have no justice. You ain't gonna have no fair trial. You know, summary executions, locking you up indefinitely. Okay, torture, guillotines. This is what we're moving towards, and they're gonna need a reason to do it. So, hey, the next event is going to be a major thing. It's not going to be like C-19 or 911. It's going to be on a whole nother scale, B. Understand that. The things that are coming is going to be on a whole nother scale. And it's going to justify them to enact the things that are written in this, that they're prescribing here.
Cities, media and speech control, purging or silencing dissent. I'm not asking you to panic. I'm asking you to fucking pay attention. Don't just shrug and scroll. Share this. Demand your media talk about it. Don't normalize repression, because in a year or 2 or 5, you're going to wake up and look around and think, I should have paid attention. And by then, it's too late. We have to continue to resist.
It's already too late. Okay, because it was prophesied. Okay? It's already too late. It was prophesied, and it's gonna be quick. It's gonna be a quick event, or series of events that's gonna just change the course of this world. Okay, and they're gonna be coming down with great wrath. Okay, my brother put up here Revelations 2:10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Yeah, things are about to get uncomfortable. You get the same routines that you have now. That's about to be disturbed. Okay, That's about to be done away with, these same routines that we have. Okay. And the Lord gave us a little snippet of that during the C19. He gave us a snippet. That was like a small training, so to speak, so we could see what's getting ready to come. Because things were switched up in that time. You couldn't do what you wanted to do in that time. Okay. Amos 8 and 11, it says, Amos 8 and 11, behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. And I could see the apostle Tahar making that, sending the decree, not to go out real soon. I could see that. Okay. Because they're setting up all these laws and stuff like that. They're getting ready to descend. Okay. Like I said, they're doing the same thing in Canada, doing the same thing in UK, doing the same thing in Australia. So when they have a penalty, you go outside, you're going to be locked up for 15 years. And they got people enforcing that outside. You think we're going to be out there just just to get locked up? Nah, man. That's a sign of what? The time of the famine of the word, man. You see? And it may start in other places before certain places. May start in Canada, may start in UK, whatever. May start in Australia, whatever. Okay? But it's coming. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. So with that, Lord, one, this is edifying to the elect. I want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Shalom.